In the vast history of Egypt, one name was almost erased from the records: Hatshepsut. She wasn't just a queen, she was a pharaoh who defied the norms, ruled with unprecedented power, and left a legacy hidden in the sands of time. Join us as we unveil the story of Egypt's forgotten female king and her extraordinary reign. Hatshepsut was born around 1507 BCE into the 18th dynasty of Egypt, one of the most powerful dynasties in ancient Egyptian history. As the daughter of Pharaoh Thutmose I and his primary wife Ahmose, she was destined to be close to the throne. But in a patriarchal society where women were rarely seen as rulers, her path to power would be anything but straightforward. From an early age, Hatshepsut was educated in the ways of the royal court, learning about politics, religion, and the military, skills typically reserved for male heirs. Her father recognized her intelligence and potential, entrusting her with duties that would prepare her for leadership. When Thutmose I passed away, his son Thutmose II, Hatshepsut's half-brother, ascended to the throne. As was customary in royal families, Hatshepsut married her half-brother, further cementing her position in the royal hierarchy. However, Thutmose II's reign was short-lived, and upon his death, the throne passed to his son, Thutmose III, who was still a child. With Thutmose III too young to rule, Hatshepsut assumed the role of regent, guiding the kingdom on his behalf. But her ambitions did not stop there. Over time, Hatshepsut began to assert her authority more openly, and within a few years, she declared herself pharaoh, taking on full kingship, complete with the titles and regalia of a male ruler. This bold move was unprecedented. Although other women had ruled Egypt, none had done so with the full powers and titles of a pharaoh. To legitimize her reign, Hatshepsut claimed divine birth. She commissioned a narrative that depicted the god Amun announcing her as his chosen ruler, reinforcing her divine right to the throne. Hatshepsut's rise to power was a masterclass in political acumen. She carefully balanced her public image, often portraying herself in masculine form, complete with a false beard and the traditional kilt of a pharaoh, while also emphasizing her role as the daughter of a king. This dual identity allowed her to command respect and maintain the loyalty of Egypt's elite, including the powerful priests of Amun. Hatshepsut's reign marked a period of great prosperity for Egypt. She focused on expanding Egypt's trade networks, particularly with the land of Punt, a region rich in resources such as gold, myrrh, and exotic animals. The expedition to Punt was one of the most celebrated achievements of her reign, bringing back vast wealth and exotic goods that were used to adorn temples and palaces across Egypt. Under Hatshepsut's rule, Egypt's economy flourished. She undertook ambitious building projects, most notably her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, one of the architectural marvels of ancient Egypt. The temple, dedicated to Amun and Hatshepsut herself, was a testament to her power and piety, showcasing her as both a devout worshipper and a mighty ruler. Her reign was also marked by internal peace, with no significant military campaigns. Hatshepsut's focus was on strengthening Egypt from within, ensuring that the kingdom remained stable and prosperous. Her leadership style was pragmatic and focused on the long-term well-being of her people. The expedition to the land of Punt was more than just a trade mission. It was a demonstration of Hatshepsut's ability to lead and inspire her people. The voyage, depicted in detailed reliefs on the walls of her temple, showed large ships loaded with treasures from Punt, including incense trees that were planted in the gardens of Karnak. This expedition not only boosted Egypt's economy, but also reinforced Hatshepsut's image as a ruler blessed by the gods. It was one of the key moments of her reign, solidifying her legacy as a pharaoh who brought wealth and stability to Egypt. Hatshepsut's building projects were equally significant. She commissioned numerous temples and monuments, many of which were dedicated to Amun, reinforcing her connection to the god. Her greatest architectural achievement, however, was the construction of her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, designed by her loyal architect Senenmut. The temple, with its terraces and colonnades, was a revolutionary design that harmonized with the natural cliffs of the Theban hills. It became a model for later temple architecture and remains one of the most iconic structures of ancient Egypt. Despite her successes, Hatshepsut's reign was not without challenges. Thutmose III, who was growing older, likely harbored ambitions of his own. While there is little evidence of direct conflict between them during her lifetime, it is clear that Thutmose III resented Hatshepsut's prolonged rule. After her death, Thutmose III sought to erase her from history. He ordered the destruction of her statues, the defacement of her images, and the removal of her name from monuments. For centuries, Hatshepsut's legacy was buried, her contributions to Egypt largely forgotten. However, the efforts to erase Hatshepsut were not entirely successful. Modern archaeologists rediscovered her story in the 19th century, piecing together her life and reign from the surviving fragments. Today, Hatshepsut is recognized as one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs, a ruler who defied convention and left an indelible mark on history. Hatshepsut's story is one of resilience, ambition, and legacy. Despite the efforts to erase her from history, her contributions to Egypt's prosperity and her groundbreaking role as a female pharaoh have been restored to their rightful place. Her story serves as a reminder of the complexities of power and the enduring impact of those who dare to challenge the status quo.